Hi everyone, welcome to Virginia. I'm outside Charlottesville, Virginia, about 25 miles from the city in the beautiful Blue Ridge Mountains. I was asked by Luciano Giubbilei to do a garden design around a new pool house the owners were building. So it's about 11,000 square feet, a little over 8,500 perennials, grass matrices with perennials mixed in within the grass matrices. We're working with a wonderful contractor. I did a workshop with the University of Virginia and with the landscape architect students, and they're going to be on site as part of the workshop to lay the plants out. We're going to work on spray painting the beds out, how to transfer the beds to the garden, and they're also going to work on planting. So it's going to be a great experience for them and for me and for the contractor too, to work with the students. So let's begin and see how this process works out. Thanks. Good. Well, the plants from Cavanos came. We're unloading the plants right now and organizing them somewhat alphabetically. There's Sprablus heterolepis. And so we're doing some pruning. We're pruning back some of the Sanguisorba, some things that are just a little taller that'll come up with new growth and flush out. So again, it's alphabetically somewhat, just so we know where things are so we can distribute them. And then we'll soak everything good and do some pruning and labeling. That's the next phase. Sort the plants and create the nursery and the distribution center for the perennials. We've been laying out the gardens for today. We've got about 3 or 4 beds in, and these are the plants we're working with. And I want to introduce you to Liz.
My name is Lizzie Needham. I'm a MLA student at the University of Virginia, and we were lucky enough to meet Roy through a class that we've been taking, a seminar course at the MLA program, really learning about garden design in a way that's much more field-based than kind of like the typical studio culture. So it's been great. Today I've been able to help Roy with some of the planning, from unloading the plants and then watching him spray paint down the plans, and then following behind and marking out where we'll bring the plants for the rest of the weekend.
Kind of working off the plan here, and then she would count up the number of plants, put sticks in to represent that number, and then we'll show you a little later how those plants are pulled and brought to the planting space. But it was a great experience because Liz is too good. So it worked out so well. It was collaboration. It's our second day here in Virginia, outside of Charlottesville, and I've got most of the beds spray painted. Yesterday, I have about 4 left to do. And I'll show you how we label everything. Liz was a great help yesterday labeling everything. And we start with the sticks. This is Muhlenbergia. We need, see, 100, white cloud. Echinacea hula dancer, 50. And Dianthus carthusianorum, 40. And then what we'll do is lay out the patterns first. We'll lay out the Echinacea and Dianthus. And mostly it's done on emotion. Austin Eischeid will be here tomorrow with me, and we just lay out the patterns based on how you feel and how they'll drift through the Muhlenbergia. So let's take a little walk farther down. And here we have, see how I label it first. KBS is Calameris Blue Star. And then we need Echinacea Hula Dancer 21. And we need 40 Calameris Blue Star. And that will fill this. But again, we'll lay the Echinaceas out first and create some continuity in the bed from this direction. And then we'll take a quick look over here. We have Monarda bradburyiana, group of 37 on the stick. So the pullers will bring the plants over, and then we'll have people laying them out. And we'll just keep moving through the patterns. As you can see them spray painted. Match each stick with the number of plants and put the number of plants within each pattern. And eventually it'll take shape. And as we get about a 2-hour head start on laying out, we'll show you the drill team will show up. They'll be here Monday. Right now I've got about 2 more beds of spray paint. Then I'll do fine tuning. I'll probably move some areas around and look at the number of plants we have, and then extend some beds and maybe shorten some beds. It's just emotional field adjustments, basically, how you feel about the length of the bed. This is Sunday morning, our third day here. Austin Eischeid has joined us, which is a great help. He's laying out the first group of plants. That's Anamaria with him. She's going to be distributing the plants and laying the plants out. So she's here. So I wanted to get a picture of our first layout. Austin's doing the scatter plants. And as I showed you yesterday, he's going to take the Echinacea hula dancer and scatter them through this first bed and work his way through the garden doing scatter plants. And then that'll be followed by Dianthus carthusianorum. So there he goes off for another group of plants, and here we go. Hi everyone, we're planting. The layout is almost done. We're planting now. And here's some of the cool students. So how's your day going?
So good. It's really nice. It's great to be outside and seeing each other in person after a year online. Yeah, beautiful weather to do some planting.
And what were you doing today? What kind of activities?
We've got the augers out, drilling some holes, and we are putting the plugs in, getting them nice and cozy in their new home.
What kind of thoughts were you having as you were crawling around planting?
A lot of plants.
That's a good one.
Pretty loud, but it's fun.
Okay, cool.
And I think we've been surprised by just the different soil conditions, 2 feet apart throughout the bed. Just seeing that has been surprising.
This is sundown on Tuesday night. Sprinklers are on. We've got about 95% of it planted. It's looking good. We've just got the Spiralis in here with the Schizachyrium jazz as another grass support. So it's just nice to be here late in the day, kind of walk around and tweak some of the patterns where I have too many Echinacea on one end. I'm taking out 4 or 5 Echinacea and putting some Calamaris so it can kind of bubble down into some mounds. And that's the fun part, the gardening part, and tweaking the communities. Hi everyone, I thought I'd show you some of the planting combinations. We're finishing up, but we still have another half day left. And this is Stachys officinalis summer crush. And I've got it combined with Echinacea purpurea prairie splendor. Prairie splendor is about 18 to 24 inches tall. It's about almost a foot shorter than Echinacea purpurea, so it'll be at a nice height and complement the Stachys summer crush. So I've got a majority of it summer crush, as you can see, and I pick up the Stachys, or the Echinacea again. I put 3 or 4 here, Echinacea prairie splendor, then Echinacea prairie splendor towards the end of the summer crush, and it blends into Veronicastrum Diane. You can see Veronicastrum Diane. And then this blends into Amsonia huprechtii. Everybody, we're finishing up here in Virginia, which is too cold. It was a great 6 days. We got a lot done. And I want to introduce you to this team, this very sensitive group of guys that got this planted. They did a great job. So,
I'm Adam from JW Townsend Landscape.
I'm Dakota Rothgibb, installation supervisor for JW Townsend.
I'm Tyler. I work on the crew and sometimes assistant supervisor.
I'm Jamel, work with the crew. People been pretty good. I do all the groundwork.
these guys are terrific, and the students that were here were terrific. The owners are terrific. Really did well, and we had nice weather actually too.
And I just give a little plug to the UVA landscape architecture students. They came and worked a full day, really, really hard, really dirty, really hot, and they were critical. So
good.
Thank you to them very much.
I want to introduce you to the owner, Jessica.
Hello, nice to meet you all. Thrilled to have Roy here. It's been amazing.
It worked out well. I think Luciano was happy with, we had room for grasses. And I can introduce you to Calder. Calder is responsible
Hi
farm
there,
manager.
farm manager for the farm, and excited to have Roy here to help us, and excited to see Luciano's plan come to reality. Now we're really excited about watering and weeding.
No weeding, we hope. Not much weeding.
It's all about the care and nurturing, and I think it'll work out great. So we're excited. We'll be back in July to plant the grasses. Hi everyone, I'm back in the Blue Ridge Mountains, and we're finishing up the some filler plants that weren't rooted in yet in grasses. This is Muhlenbergia, Let's get the sticker up. I can't grow this in my area. Here it is. Muhlenbergia white cloud has beautiful white flowers. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? In our area, it gets too cold, but I think it's also very wet cold. The soil, they're very temperamental about drainage, the Muhlenbergia. This one, white cloud, is very attractive. And we have them in 4.5-inch pots. And I'm laying out, I have a goal. I take 4 flats at a time. There's quite a few flats here, quartz. And then let's walk to the garden. See how good things are looking? This was our May planting. Echinacea, Prairie Splendor, Amsonia. I laid out some Sprobolus in between the Galenia trifoliata. Austin did this pattern. It's very good. Austin did the pattern. He ad-libbed it right here. Things change a little bit. So Austin ad-libbed this pattern. Looks good. Oop, there's my shadow. That looks good too, because that means I'm still standing up. And by the way, it's 91 degrees right now. Probably 89. It's after 5 o'clock. But I'm used to it. Back in Lake Geneva, it was at 92 the last 4 days. So you get used to it a little bit. You just keep drinking water. But look how good things look. They did an excellent job of stewardship. Watering went well. There are some dead things where it stayed too wet. We lost 2 echinaceas and about 10 Nipla Junior Walker. Look at the crystal blue salvias. This was planted about May 11th, I think. And here's where we're filling in. I'm doing the Muhlenbergia white cloud. Large drifts in this area. That's with the Solidagocecia and Digitalis parviflora, Dianthus carthusianorum. And you can see the Solidago starting to bloom. They were grown in the greenhouse, so they're a little earlier. And so it's a simple pattern of 3 things, and the bulbs will come in later. There's Veronicastrum blooming. We have Eupatorium in the back. Hyssopifolium, Eupatorium hyssopifolium. So all in all, I'll give you another view of it, but the plantings look good. Let me point out one thing that makes this. Well, look at the Stakes humilo. What do you see? Right? Good new growth. Look at that good new growth. That's what you look for. It's not how quickly can I entertain humans. It's get the plants established for the next year. It's all about the good start. Here drilling. I got to get back to laying out the Muhlenbergia. 4 flats at a time, and then a drink of water. And look at the Blue Ridge. It's very hazy. In May, I could see detail of the mountains. Now they're just haze. It's like somebody softened them with a pencil.